CineStrings Pro is the long-awaited sequel to the original CineStrings core library, and it's now available within Musio. Over the past year or so, Musio has really been making a name for itself as this all-in-one, easy-to-use platform that was developed by the CineSamples team. So I'm really not surprised to see that right now, CineStrings Pro is the very first CineSymphony Musio exclusive. And because it's specifically designed for Musio, you can expect that clean, streamlined interface. Now, of course, we're going to dive into what CineStrings Pro offers, but also how it compares to the original CineStrings core library. They were both captured at the MGM scoring stage, but this Pro library offers 67 brand new lyrical and full ensemble articulations, acting as the perfect next addition to the CineStrings lineup. We're gonna get a full ensemble along with individual sections, but also unique features like bowed and fingered legatos, and a ton of effects that just add a bit more depth and texture compared to some of the more basic techniques found in core. So let's just take a listen to what we get with the ensembles. So this is the sustain. We're also going to have sustained octaves. Gives you that much fuller sound. And then throughout the library, we're also going to have these consordino patches that was missing in the core library. We have staccatos. Staccato octaves. We have pizzicatos. Crescendo octave. Versus up top. So what's nice is that those two are divided by longer crescendos and then quicker crescendos. And then we have some really cool effects like the aleatoric run. And again, some are shorter and some are longer. We have the harmonic glissando. Really, really cool. And then let's try the cluster. These are actually really awesome. So this, you can control that sound, let it keep going. Then if we go to D, and then we have two pre-recorded ones. So that's short. And that's much longer. And then we have four alternatives. So if we don't want that same exact sound. So you have a lot of options with those clusters. And then we have snap. That's just this C3 here. And tune. This is really, really cool. So now let's check out some of the other individual section articulations. For the most part, each section is going to share the same techniques with a few minor exceptions here and there. But the very first thing that actually stuck out to me was that they combined violins 1 and violins 2 to just get violins. So you know you're going to get a fuller sound compared to just the 1s or the 2s alone. So some of the new techniques are these bow legatoed, finger legatos. As appassionata, we also have sustains and sustained sol ponticello, consordino, sol tasto. The staccato is pretty standard, but we also have different variations of staccato. Sol pont, consordino, sol tasto. Then we have tenuto with those three variations as well. We have the aleatoric runs, gliss, and penderecki. And then we can kind of see that repeat for the violas. This one doesn't have a bowed legato here, but just the fingered legato. But we have our sustains, tenutos, staccatos. So let's just take a listen to that violin. Let's try the sustains. Let's try out the solpant. Go to consordino. And soltasto. So you can really hear the difference in sound with those playing techniques, which is a nice upgrade from the CineStrings core library. All right, so maybe let's try taking a look at the staccatos with mute. Maybe soltasto. Much more delicate sound. And maybe penderecki. Could be used for some really creepy effects. Maybe let's try the cello tenuto. Oh, that has a beautiful, rich sound to that. Maybe let's try the fingered legato. And let's try maybe the harmonic gliss. All right, and let's move on to the basses. And up until this point, you probably have noticed that we have very similar articulations throughout all of our sections, but the one exception to that is probably the bass. We only have 6 different articulations. We're gonna have sustains, appassionata and solpanticello, mute, soltasto, and then a staccato and pizzicato. So this is the sustain. And let's just take a listen to the pizzicato. And after getting the chance to explore and play around with this library, I am really excited that CineStrings Pro is finally here because it's really been 10 years in the making. And honestly, I find this to be more than just another string library because it's a pretty significant milestone marking the end of the flagship CineSymphony collection that was recorded at Sony. With that said, the future of libraries that are now housed within Musio does look pretty bright because we get a ton ranging from smaller, unique sounds to larger ensembles like the new Industry Brass collection recorded at Fox. Now, if you are interested in CineStrings Pro or the entire catalog that Musio has to offer, they've just made it incredibly accessible for anyone to get started with this platform. For $9.99 a month, you have continuous access to Musio's ever-expanding library, including CineStrings Pro, Core, the CineSymphony lineup, and everything else. If you're looking for a longer commitment, the annual plan at $99 a year is another fantastic option. This is because you're actually going to get 2 months free compared to the monthly plan. Now, for those of you who want to make just a one-time investment and still continue to get updates without ever having to pay again, then for $9.99 you can get lifetime access to Musio. This is definitely a hefty upfront cost, but as Musio continues to grow, expands the catalog, and just adds more updates, this might be the better investment long term. Now, if you do want to try Musio and everything that it comes with for free, you can always get that 30-day free trial with my affiliate link in the description down below. That trial is just a great way for you to explore the platform and also decide which plan is probably best for you. Now, I'm not sponsored or paid by Musio to create this video. I'm just really excited about the release of CineStrings Pro, but I am very lucky to be affiliated with them them and have joined their beta program for the past year or so. Overall, they offer flexible and affordable pricing that is really great for any composer at any level, and you're always going to have access to brand new cutting-edge libraries like CineStrings Pro, so if you can, definitely take advantage. So now let's dive into more of a comparison between CineStrings Core and CineStrings Pro. Core set the standard for recording quality, high-end studio location, composer-friendly design, and a range of articulations from harmonics to tremolos and trills. It's been a foundational string library for different scoring palettes, offering the essentials of an orchestral string section. I think CineStrings Pro takes this legacy to another level, with ensemble articulations like sustain octaves and FX cluster, to individual string sections offering appassionata, legatos, and new aleatoric runs and harmonic glissandi. The library just brings fresh options that cater to the modern composer's needs. Just like with the other CineSymphony Pro libraries, CineStrings Pro builds on the core foundation, offering much more nuanced and expressive articulations. Now, one of the more unique aspects of CineStrings Pro is that it is a Musio exclusive. So as of right now, it's not going to be available for Kontakt like the rest of the CineSymphony collection. I think the decision has sparked interest, curiosity, but just a few months ago, the CineStrings Core 2.0 UI was redesigned and updated for Kontakt. So having CineStrings Pro be exclusive to Musio, I think just shows how CineSamples is really trying to push Musio to be a prominent player in the field. So with that said, let's break down some of the pros and cons comparing Musio to a traditional Kontakt release. One of the pros for being exclusive is that CineStrings Pro benefits from a clean, streamlined interface designed specifically for Musio, and this enhances the user experience and the workflow. Also, CineStrings Pro easily integrates with the rest of the Musio catalog, so you can go between and load different libraries and articulations in a matter of seconds. Musio really is like a central hub for all of your libraries. And then the third pro is you have to think about the potential cost savings. A Kontakt release might be a few $100s for one library. A Musio exclusive could offer a more accessible entry cost for many composers. Now, of course, there's going to be some cons as well. Being exclusive to Musio means that some composers who are used to Kontakt might not find this as accessible, or they might have to get used to a brand new platform. However, we have seen other developers create their own player for their own libraries, so this isn't necessarily something new. So another con is that in a lot of Kontakt libraries, we do have more control over things like legato speed with the True Legato engine, maybe more control over the panning, the width, vibrato, and different settings. But I will say that Musio has been adding just more and more effects. This instrument tab is a relatively new addition to the Musio interface, and this lets us adjust those different effects like reverb, decay, how wet or dry we want it, the density, the release curve, expression, and I know that we're supposed to get multiple mic signals and key switching later this year. So this decision to make CineStrings Pro a Musio exclusive definitely is a bold move. I think it aligns with the forward-thinking approach from the CineSamples team and what they hope Musio to be. Personally, I feel like we do get maybe 90 to 95% of the content and quality compared to a Kontakt release at the fraction of the cost. And if it means giving up the remaining 5 to 10% of that extreme in-depth detail, then honestly, I'm not too bothered by it. I actually really enjoy pulling up libraries and articulations in Musio because the process is just so quick and it really does feel like this central hub. CineStrings Pro is definitely an incredible, just long-awaited release from the CineSamples team. So I just want to give a huge congrats and a thank you for sharing the beta access to Musio so that I can test all of this out. Don't forget that you can test out CineStrings Pro, CineStrings Core, and the entire Musio catalog with that 30-day free trial. And if you do want to learn more about Musio itself, then check out these videos next. I'll see you over there, and as always, happy composing.